Hey everyone, welcome back to She's Crafty Paperworks. If you're new here, my name is Jen, and today I'm sharing 5 Father's Day cards with a fun, retro, music-inspired vibe using mostly Concord 9th products. I pulled together some of my favorite music-themed collections like Retro Radio, Mixtape Rewind, Greatest Hits, and For the Record. And I paired them with a warm, vintage color palette for a cohesive set. I've already done most of the prep, so now we're bringing together everything and finishing all 5 cards. Before we jump in, if you love retro-inspired card making and handmade Father's Day cards, be sure to like this video, subscribe for more creative inspiration, and let me know in the comments which card is your favorite. For the colors, I pulled in a version of one of my favorite color combinations: juniper, spice cider, shortbread, Surfside, honeycomb, avocado, and a few of the brown tones from the neutrals pack. I love how these colors lean heavily into nostalgia, which is, I think, perfect for Father's Day cards. For the first card, I'm starting with the Retro Radio die set. I love how this one instantly sets the tone for the whole video. I'm using a mix of retro-inspired colors here to really bring out that vintage feel, and I'm pairing it with a simple background created with C9 slanted shortcut dies, so the radio can stay the star of the card. I really like how the different tones add dimension without making the design feel too busy, and for added dimension, I propped up the radio with foam tape. The sentiment comes from the coordinating stamp set. I also decided to bring in a few shapes from the Tim Holtz-Sizek's Atomic Bolt collection instead of using the music notes. I decided this because the recipient of the card collects both vintage radios and various mid-century atomic designs. So it follows my pattern of trying to create cards with the recipient in mind. For the second card, I'm drawing from a variety of dies. The front is from For the Record, but the inside will include an album from Greatest Hits and a guitar from the company Paper Rose. I'm not sure about the sentiment, it's just from my stash. The embossing photos come from Spellbinders and Honeybee. I've gone with a retro color palette again, but this time I'm bringing in brighter tones. I've also decided to make a trifold card and cut off part of the front, but before I cut the first page, I want to adhere the background and then determine the oval's placement. That will tell me how much room I have to hide the contents on the second page. For card 3, I created the background using Christina Werner's Easy Strips die. I could have easily just cut the 4 colors into strips myself, but I used the other pieces from the die to create the next card's background as well. So in this case, it was just easier to use the cutting die. I also decided to vary up the sentiment for this card, so I brought in Music Sentiments by Karen Bernstein for the stamp. For the fourth card, I'm using the albums from the Greatest Hits collection, and the sentiment comes from Retro Radio. And again, the background strips come from Christina Werner's Easy Strips die. This time I placed the sizes of the strips more randomly while still maintaining the order of the colors to keep the design cohesive. This one has such a great vintage feel, and I love that it's a perfect fit for a music lover. For the final card, I'm repeating some of the same color palette across the full set, so the cards feel like they belong together. But this changes things up a little bit by bringing in the dies and stamps from the Mixtape Rewind collection. The embossing folder is called Dimpled from Spellbinders. And that's a look at my 5 Father's Day cards for this week. I had so much fun creating these with a retro music-inspired theme using mostly Concord 9th products. I love how the different collections work together, from Retro Radio and Mixtape Rewind to Greatest Hits and For the Record. And the color palette really helped carry the nostalgic vibe across all 5 cards. I had fun mixing and matching the pieces from the different collections, and I love when a card feels like it has a little bit of everything while still staying cohesive. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love for you to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more card making inspiration, and let me know in the comments which card was your favorite. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!